In Steve's case study, when asked how to incorporate gratitude into a firm's culture, he recommends that the leadership team begin by establishing their own gratitude practices and then expand it throughout the organization. Steve goes on to say, as you are more intentional about gratitude, you will see individuals naturally begin incorporating gratitude into the daily operations of the company, like starting meetings with a roundtable of gratitudes. Steve, I have also witnessed that as the more gratitude is shared in an organization, gratitude then is more frequently shared between others. And I have continuously seen more people get on board with sharing gratitude. I recently spoke with Steve to ask him to give a real-time example of gratitude in his life now.
How have you learned to accept gratitude? Because sometimes it can be easy to give gratitude, but how do you accept it?
Well, really interesting. I want to tell you a story. Probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was having coffee with a colleague who was introduced to me by a mutual friend. Okay, so we have a mutual friend. He introduces us, and I'm sitting down having coffee with Kendra, and we're just like awesome conversation. And we're talking about gratitude, and then she looks at me in the eyes and she says, and she starts talking about our mutual friend Bob. She says, Steve, do you know what an impact you've had in Bob's life by just introducing him to gratitude and and how it's made a difference for her? And she stops and she looks at me and she said, you're looking away. You're uncomfortable. And she caught me and she called me out, Kerry, because which is exactly what you're talking about, right? This idea, like we can resist or just push back gratitude. And I just said, Kendra, thank you. You're right. Like, why be small in our greatness? And I don't say that to brag, you know what I mean? Each of us needs to stand in our greatness and to recognize who we are. And that when I see that the gift or the talent that I have for expressing or teaching gratitude, or when I see it as a gift, I can let go of it and I don't need to feel prideful or shameful or any of that with it. And I can look at it much more detached. When I do that, when someone says, great job, or really like this, or really like that, I'm not inclined, I don't say, it was nothing, or because when I do that, what am I doing? I'm discounting the gift that somebody's given me. So I am much more aware of it. And that experience, the coffee with Kendra, really helped me get better at that. And so if you notice that with somebody, I would challenge it to be like Kendra and just call them out on it. And she did it ever so gently, right?